Yeah. OnChain revolution, you're not bullish enough. OnChain revolution, you're not bullish enough. Every day we steady looking at the market, and we gon' tell you how to get started. Chain abstraction, fear and greed index, always looking at price action. Roll on advance, you don't even gotta mention. I swap it in the deck, you're not bullish enough. Trade it in the size, you ain't trenching enough. We do that market recap. Too much Bitcoin, gotta go to rehab. Shizzy and Yagobi. OnChain revolution, network in the art. Every day we go live, baby, you know where we are. We mention all the networks and the crypto. Need some more liquidity. Flipping and trading is the recipe. Too many protocols to count. I get high and I'm never coming down. Number go up, then I'ma say peace. Yeah, you thought that I was gonna leave. Yeah, we just getting started, man. OnChain revolution. Every day. Bring the beat back. Eyes everywhere, gotta be careful with volatile meme coins. You can get some bread if you round trip it, then you gon' regret. All this information in my head. BYOR, touch grass instead. Nobody really knows how it's gonna end up today. Somebody gotta tell you what's happening today. I don't let the money change me, no way. OnChain revolution, here to stay. Yeah, say I'm sage, man. Voodoo 2 on the way. Yeah. Nicky's. Yeah. OnChain revolution. OnChain. Hey, OnChain revolution. Bitcoin not an illusion. Market recap, then I do a roll call. You're not bullish in the vocal. Look at the price action, yeah, send it to the deck. Sell it through the stack. Order knows the best. Too much Bitcoin, gotta go to read. If you end up bearish, gotta put the knee pad. Let me see the comments. Look at the fear and greed index. Bridge. Look at the chart.
Welcome back to OnChain Revolution. My name is Shizzy. On this channel, we cover the entire Bitcoin crypto ecosystem. What is up, guys? An amazing show for you guys today. We're live from the OnChain Hour, and today's show is going to be absolutely awesome, guys, because I have a public service announcement for you guys. Are you feeling depressed? Are you feeling overexposed? Are you feeling down? Are you feeling sad? Well, I have a way to stop all that, and that's called Stop It. Just stop being a baby. Stop being anything. Just stop it. Just stop it. Stop it. But no, I'm just kidding. But so what I really mean by that is, you know, in these crypto markets, it's ups, it's downs. If you can't handle the downs, you don't deserve the ups, right? And that's all I think you guys here who watch the show each and every single day, you guys know that. You guys are in this stuff, right? We are crypto veterans at this point. We've been doing this for a very long time. And when you see these whipsaw actions in the market where Bitcoin hit, you know, all-time high just last week. Think about that. Was like last week. And then now we're back at like 113. We even hit 112 today. And Ethereum's kind of just hanging out at 42. Everyone's kind of just waiting for tomorrow with Jerome Powell, and which to me, it doesn't make any sense. But the real reason I think why we're sideways right now is because it's vacation season. The end of August or the last couple weeks of August have always been like this. I mean, go back to every single August that I've been in crypto. I mean, we're talking 5 years now, and it really never really was exciting. We got lucky for the first couple of weeks of August to be exciting. So for us to be here, I think we should all be getting ready for the end of the year. I think we should all really be thinking about where the opportunity lies in the market and where you should potentially be getting ready to deploy if you're not already fully deployed like I am, right? But I'm excited, guys. I'm excited for today's show. Yay token dropped. We're going to be talking about that. It took a lot of liquidity from the market again. We're going to get into what we think Jerome Powell's going to say tomorrow, and all the information about that as well, and a lot of amazing news today. Also, if you have not done it yet, go into the chat, put TK and your Twitter handle. If you're on X, all you got to do is put TK in the chat, and I'll add you because obviously your X handle is right there. So the reason I asked for the X handle is because I don't know how to reach out to you if not. So make sure that you put your X handle and TK in the chat, and I'll add you to the wheel. We can do that all the way to the end of the show there. No cutoff until we bring up the wheel. So you guys have plenty of time to add your name to that. We want to get a bunch of names on there. We're giving away 3 prizes of $100K TK Rune. The Rune is officially trading on Magic Eden. If you guys didn't know that, we're going to cover that as well. But let's get the show started. Bringing my partner here, as always, Mr. Yagobi. What's up, buddy?
What's up? What's up? What's up?
How you feeling today, bro? You stopping it? You stopping it? I'm stopping it.
Yeah, I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best, man. No, yeah, I mean, you mentioned that we are crypto veterans, or at least the people that are listening in that have been around at least for last cycle. And the difference is that this cycle's been very different in the aspect of the alt market and what to expect with that. So, but nevertheless, I was kind of trying to get myself in a positive mood pre-show, and I said, it's like Steph Curry. You gotta have that Steph Curry mentality. He takes a million shots, he misses like a large amount of a million shots, right? But he continually moves forward after he misses a shot, and he'll take his next shot. That doesn't mean like you keep investing if you like lose. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is you put your boots on, you go to work, you continually do what was successful for you before. If there's something you need to pivot, change, but you keep moving forward. And I think that's the main goal. And that's a way to keep a positive mind, even whenever things seem to be kind of doom and gloom.
Yeah, 100%. And I think like Rocky kind of said that, in one of the movies. It's like it's not about anything. It's about how many punches you can take and keep moving forward, right? That's what life's about. How many punches in the face can you take, and you just keep moving forward. That's the second you sit down or lay down or take that break is the second you lose, right? You got to keep pounding away, got to keep pushing forward. And I think if we all do that, especially in the industry that we're in, like this crypto industry is such a baby right now. I mean, this thing's a toddler, and we have at least 10 more years for it to grow in strength and be exactly what we need to do. But you can make a lot of money along that way, right? So, but we're all in the right place at the right time. We just got to be patient. It's got to be patient.
Absolutely. But yeah, a quick housekeeping, I guess, announcement here. If you are a member of the YouTube channel, of the OnChain Revolution YouTube channel, make sure to go watch that members video we dropped last night. It's very important because it has to do with your member and TK information there. So just go over there and watch that. But go ahead.
And if you're not a member and you want to watch that video, just become a member today. Join that and then just go watch that video. That's always an option. You have until cutoff Sunday, right? Saturday night.
12 a.m. Sunday morning Eastern time. So it's like heading into the night of Saturday into the early morning of Sunday. So Eastern time though, 12 a.m. So go watch that video. We're gonna drop one more members video before the weekend as another reminder. But we're reminding you guys several times. So you guys are adults. So make sure you do what you're supposed to do. It takes 5 minutes for you to do this.
100%, and not even 1 minute and a half. But and to all the members, we apologize. YouTube is driving us nuts with the sometimes they let the contract, the wallet address go. Sometimes it's deleted, and we see thank you, but we don't see the video. I mean the wallet address. So this is the only way we have to do it. It's just a Google form. You sign in with your Google account, and then you're good to go. And then you're able to fill out the form, and we get those wallet addresses for the airdrop. So that's the only thing we're waiting for. We'll do the airdrop possibly Sunday. Yeah, we'll probably do it on Sunday, and then you guys don't expect it to be too big. I just want you guys to understand that. But the trick is with the airdrop is we want you to go stake that, because that is where the big allocation is going to come from. Because the staking is where. So we're giving you a bit, and then you're going to go stake that and probably 10x that amount. So this is just kind of like the beginning of the gift, right? So definitely want to do that with the flow tokens. That'll be open September 1st, which is I think 11 days from today. So and then you'll have 10 days to stake, and then it's locked for 90 days. And then after 90 days, you'll get a huge reward of TK tokens, but that's rewarding long-term holders like yourselves. But before we kind of get into the news today, let's cover some of the TK stuff. TK stuff. So TK was up here yesterday. It was up here, and then the Kanye West thing. Which we'll get into a little bit later, sucked liquidity out the markets and head down. But this is very healthy to me. This is very healthy to me. I'm actually liking this chart. It's given everyone a lot of opportunity. The people who want to buy into this, you basically have a ton of opportunity right now before this thing really takes off. And we think it's going to take dog to take off. It's going to take a lot of the other runes to take off for this to take off as well. So I mean, just have patience with this right now and continue to DCA.
Yeah, the biggest things I look at is the holder growth, and Dex Screener is very slow for some reason with that, but you can see it on the faster platforms like Axiom, Photon, and GMGN, but it's growing for sure. And if you're just used to the Bitcoin side, no worries. Just go to Magic Eden. You can pick it up there. It's really simple. But yeah, we're you know,
show that real quick.
yeah.
I have that as
and
well.
two objectives is really just growing the community for Insurance Kitty. Like continually share the Twitter account, and if you haven't joined the community on X, join that community. That's grown a little bit too from yesterday. So good job on you guys for sharing the information. Continually do that. That is what is going to community growth is what is going to make this community successful in terms of strength in numbers. So.
Yeah, 100%. And Magic does seem to be blocking it right now because it doesn't have any volume. So when we get some volume, it'll start showing on the Magic Eden page. So right now, it is unchecked for now. You do need $1 million in volume in order to get that blue check mark. So once we get the blue check mark, I'll file for the once we get $1 million in volume, I'll file for that blue check mark. But that should be probably soon or whatever. But 32 holders over here. It's still a baby. We need more bridged over, and after the airdrop, it'll show a lot higher as well. So this is something if you guys are interested, if you want the rune instead of the Solana token, it's up to you. But that's how you buy there. And you guys can actually also go to trenchkitty.com. We actually, if you want to bridge over to Bitcoin, we actually made it super easy for you guys. trenchkitty.com, and just come down here. You'll see it right now. Bridge to Bitcoin. You'll click on that. Make sure if you're on Solana, make sure you go to Solana and then change it to the kitty, the Trench Kitty right there. So that is how you do it. Sometimes if you do switch though, just remember, like I had this issue too. When you switch network, it changes it. So make sure like when you switch to your network first and then make your selection. Because I had that issue. I was like, why does it keep saying 0? But it's because it put the Billy Cat instead. So that's how you do that there. So definitely interested. If you are interested in that, go check that out. And also one more housekeeping as well. A lot of new members today. I don't know if you noticed, we got like 6 new members, so that's really cool in the community, and 173 followers. So this is definitely starting to grow here. Everything you need, and we are live from this account as well. So if you guys are interested, let me make sure I just retweet that as well. So yeah. That is everything from TK. And again, we're giving away 300,000 TK runes at the end of the show. Three people, 3 winners, 100K each. All you got to do is put your TK and your Twitter handle in the chat. But let's get into it, bro.
Let's do it.
Yesterday, real quick, we'll get into the Fed part before we get into the Kanye part. So yesterday, the Fed minutes reveal the majority of the FOMC officials saw inflation as a greater risk than labor market concerns at the July meeting. It's scary. But the Jackson Hole is tomorrow, which is Friday. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell will speak, and it will be a broadcast live from Kansas City Fed on its YouTube channel at 10 a.m. What do you think is going to be said tomorrow? And is the FOMC minutes yesterday concerning to you?
A little bit, because whenever they say that they're more concerned about inflation and not the labor, that to me that means that maybe some of the people that were leaning in towards cutting rates are starting to pivot back a little bit, because whenever they say they're worried about inflation, they don't want to cut rates. They want to keep them where they are, or pretty much stay there. But it's going a little bit against what some of these other members of the group were saying a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, saying that they were kind of more ready to cut rates. But it did affect the poly market percentage, right? So now we're sitting at, I think, like 65%, 68%, something like that. So tomorrow's going to be a big day. And I'm not sure what he's going to, say, but it doesn't look good so far, if that's what the information from the minutes is coming out and giving us, painting the picture of that.
Yeah, and there really hasn't been too much data to reverse that. So I'm a little worried about tomorrow, but nothing we can do, right? If we have a couple more weeks of crap, then we have a couple more weeks of crap. I do think that the latter part of September is going to be bullish. October is going to be insane. November is going to be insane. So it is what it is. I'm tired of talking about this, man. But the markets. So this is a little confusing. So the markets are basically saying this is the the traditional market guys. They're basically saying right now that 84% chance of a rate cut. But then you go to poly market, and poly market is only saying 64% chance of a rate cut.
Oh, 64.
It's dropping.
Yeah. And then the no change.
Whoa, it just went deeper. Hold on. 59.
Yeah.
Wait, 57, 52. Yeah, 59%. Sorry.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's crazy. It just literally changed live. Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, like Stan just put a comment in the chat. He says Powell is the final boss for the breakout. I agree, man. He is,
Oh my
dude. He's
God.
the final boss, you know, before breakout. So, I don't know. I don't know what to, you know, poly market's pretty strong in terms of, you know, trying to get a good idea of where something's headed. And so
Yeah.
this is not good unless things change. You know, there's definitely some data that can come in to change things. If I'm being honest, I probably expect Powell to be like how he has been,
Yeah, me
and he's
too.
probably going to talk about the PPI and how that scares them, and you know they're just going to wait for more data. This is the first, you know, data that they've seen that tariffs have really affected anything, and it's just, it sucks because it's like,
Mhm.
you know, myself put a statement in, is like waiting for the money printer, but you know what dynamics can we throw in there if, you know, the PPI is going up, and it does seem like tariffs are affecting, you know, the economy or like the end consumer. Like what other data can come in to try to get these, you know, the Fed to cut rates, to turn the money printer on, to get the economy going, right? I'm not sure.
Yeah, 100%. So tired of the Fed, man. Tired of the. I'm so tired of the whole freaking TradFi comments. Let's move along here to something interesting. That's what I'll say. This so rapper Kanye West has announced the launch of a meme coin called YZY on the Solana blockchain. According to GM data, the token's market cap hit over $3 billion. Assets. So this is the funny part. So the assets worth $57 million in USD tied to Libra meme coin. Hayden Davis and Ben Chow, they actually regained access earlier in the day. And then this meme coin hit. So they haven't been active since Libra. And then the second they're active, rapper Kanye West launches a coin. What are the chances of this? So I would love to know your perspective. You're somebody in the trenches. You've probably seen this live. Did you get in this? And give me your opinion on all this.
No, I didn't get in it actually, and
Where'd
there's
you
two
see it
things.
first? Where's the earliest you've seen it?
Actually, so I saw it in a community chat for this other AI token. And I was like, this is weird, you know, because like it had ran to like 1 million, and Elon had tweeted about it, and then it pulled back like significantly, like to like 500K. And I was just like, this is weird. And they were like, it's because of the Easy token. So then I looked over and I was like, holy crap. And it was like heading to that like 3 or 4
Oh,
billion.
gotcha.
And I was just like, wow, this is crazy. I mean, you have to remember this same exact image and token was launched like 20 times before this one, and supposedly the reason is to avoid snipers and avoid all the, you know, people that are the big traders to dump and all that stuff. But I mean, insiders knew, right? You got like Hayden and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Like $50 million was released from Libre, and this happens, right? And so it's like there's two things that this could, you know, that could occur here. One, you have, you know, Hayden back in the game now, which, you know, obviously pumped this Yeezy token to $4 billion on pretty much, right? And then he obviously made money. Him and his crew made money from this. And now, are they going to kind of start getting some of these tokens pumping hard? Because they haven't been able to really go. You know, I think the
Yeah.
last one that went hard was Troll and Annie.
Orangey, right?
Orange era, but like it went to like 12 million and pulled back, and it died. It was like a short term
Gotcha.
like trend thing. But it's like, you know, nothing has been able to like sustain. I would say the last one that truly like had a run up was Troll, which went from 700,000 to 200 million plus, right? And it's pulled back just because of the market conditions. And then you had Annie before that, which was a Grok AI companion on Bonk, and it ran to 70 million or something like that. And then it since has pulled back to 20 million. Other than those two, it really hasn't been like strong trenches tokens pushing. And I was wondering, you know, is it because this guy that has manipulates, you know, these tokens has been kind of on the sidelines because he's waiting for this money to be released? We're about to find out. But I'm not gonna count on it, right? Like we saw what happened after the Trump token, right? Yeah, Melania was launched and stuff like that. So there was tokens for people to, you know, make money on, but it's just the whole entire market struggled.
Yeah, 100%. And yeah, I was reading about this morning, and some people were saying that this isn't a meme coin. This is Kanye's token that he's going to be using for his website. You can be able to buy tickets with it. You're going to do a whole bunch of other stuff with it. His clothing line will only be paid in YZY tokens. Like, there's a lot of things that he's thinking about doing with this. Because he does have a good portion of the supply. He's going to want it to pump so he can sell it down, right? So he's going to do some stuff with this. Do you think he does, or do you think that's all just buy the token?
I think that this one probably has more potential. I mean, the Trump token still is in that billion, those billions of area, in terms of the market cap. So the good thing is it's still like, a million above. And Yeezy does have the ability to, like, he can turn anything into millions, right? And so if he does fully embrace it, then this could be something that is going to be around forever, really, if he does truly embrace it. I mean, there was a video out about him. I don't know if that was legitimate, all that stuff. He talked about it. So we'll see. That could be a good thing too, because if he leans into this and it becomes like a $5-10 billion market cap token, and it brings strength to his brand, then you probably start to see, like, these celebrities be more serious about it. Maybe you see like Drake with OVO do something more serious. Maybe you see something with, the Kardashians or something with their brand. I know that, like, people are kind of like, oh man, get out of here with that. Yeah, I think a lot of the past celebrity tokens, of course, they've had a lot of failures and all that stuff because they weren't taking it seriously. If Kanye does take this serious and he does turn it into something formidable and long lasting and have substance to it, that changes things. It doesn't mean that, like, you can have, your D tier rapper come out and drop a coin and have success. I'm not saying that. If you already have strong brand and you're worth billions, or like right there, that's a different story, because you've proven that you can build a successful, strong, huge business with apparel, with your brand name, with your music, those kind of things. Those type of people, if Kanye has success here, will probably take a second or third look at this option.
100%, man. 100% agree. There's a token that pumped 500% yesterday, and Hayden has I won't make you guys. I'll just show you. But Libra pumped over 500% yesterday. The Libra token. What do you think about this after the scandal? Shout out to Trench Easy, by the way. I've been following this guy. He is a very small account, but he always has like
on
stuff
top
that
of
no
it.
one else is talking about, dude. He's phenomenal. Go follow Trench Easy, guys, if you haven't. But Leah, he's on top of it too. Rule to 2-1 freeze the team's 58 million. Once that happened, the Libra token just shot up. So absolutely insane. If anyone's who the hell is holding Libra though? Like, I don't know.
Well, I mean, I don't know, but maybe this is a strategy to get it back going, right?
Yeah.
And did it pump after the Yeezy token was done pumping?
Right before.
That's weird. So maybe he got that.
So the Libra news came out. Libra pumped off that news, and then the Kanye dropped later that day.
Okay. So that makes sense. So he's basically had access to $53 million, probably dropped like
long
5 million, 5 million in Libra, and then dropped another 5 mil into maybe like the Yeezy token, and the winner keeps winning, it seems like.
Yeah, man. All right, some news here today. MetaMask announced it will issue its native stablecoin MetaMask USD, or mUSD, which is planned to launch later this year on Ethereum and Lena. mUSD will be issued by Bridge, a Stripe-owned platform. So I know Stripe is working on their own stablecoin. Did they just partner with MetaMask to do it, to help them with it? Like, I'm not sure if this is going to be Stripe's coin now. Obviously, MetaMask is all over this, right? MetaMask is backed by consensus. MetaMask is its own little thing, though. It doesn't. They say it's decentralized, but they help the updates and stuff like that. But what do you think here, man? Do you think this is successful?
I think that this is probably a strong move because Stripe has a lot of capital, and institutional backing, right? And so if they partner with them, I think that's smart. It's smart, especially with where we're heading, right? We're heading into, you know, this hybrid of like a Silicon Valley type of thing with Web3, and investors will probably like to hear and probably take MetaMask more seriously of backing them, investing with them if they have a strong partnership with something that Stripe is doing, right? So I think that's probably the smart business move for them to do something like this rather than just partner with another Web3 company that these huge institutions that have a lot of money to invest in might not know about, and has to do, like, if they hear Stripe, they're like, oh, they know, and then they go research more about what does this relationship look like and stuff like that. But if it's just a Web3 company that they have never heard of, then they have to do extra due diligence, which that could deter some people and be like, like, I don't know. You get what I'm saying? So I think it's pretty smart on their part to do this. I am a little shocked that they came out with the stable coin, but I guess it makes sense, for them to kind of, we said wallets are similar to bank accounts. If they're able to create these yield bearing products directly in the wallet, this makes sense.
Yeah, dude, I think we're about to enter an era where most stores take stable coins, where it's like, I'm going to be able to, let's just say, like, my daughter wanted money. I'm like, hey, I'll send you $1,000 stables for you go shopping for school or something in the future. My kid's too young now. But like, I mean, I can see that as a day, you know what I mean? Where it's like, hey, can you send me money? And I immediately just send them stable coins and they're able to spend them just like they would a credit card.
Yeah.
So. All right. Next thing here, Bitcoin demand has fallen sharply with inflows to 59,000 Bitcoin and ETFs at a 4-month low. And I do have a chart here. Here it is right here. What do you think, man? Or should we be a little worried right now, or do you think that this is just a normal part of the cycle?
Well, like 4-month low, you're talking about April's whenever things started heating back up, right? So it makes sense if this is the low and we kind of hover here for like hopefully only 2 to 4 weeks and then pick back up. But this year, one thing, okay, so the thing that throws a lot of us off is, we expect Bitcoin and Ethereum to have success no matter what. Those are, if they're not having success at all, then like we're all getting torched, right?
Yeah.
But like the alts are just like really not paying too much attention, and if they do, it doesn't last for a long time. But also you have to be realistic and say Bitcoin and Ethereum can't just go up 12 months straight. You know what I mean? So like it actually, for the first quarter of this year, they struggled a bit. It was up and down. Ethereum struggled the entire first 4 months, but Bitcoin kind of was up and down. So I'm not too worried because we went through 4 months of pretty strong push up with Bitcoin. You know what I mean? We hit multiple all-time high after all-time high, like you mentioned. Even though it was just kind of barely a tag last week, we hit another one at 124. And so having a little bit of a cool down period is what we're experiencing. It's just unfortunate because, and I think it's unfortunate for everybody that's listening too, because like 90% of the people that pay attention like all the time, yes, they have some little bit in Bitcoin and Ethereum, but a lot of them they want to get early. They want to be early in some of these projects that have substance to them, and it's like taking like longer than what the participants would like. I'll just say, you know what I mean? But it's a part of the game, and like you said, nothing great is easy or just happens quickly. Great things take time and take tribulation and peaks and valleys, right? Until you get to that point, and we'll get there. And that's my hope, or I wouldn't be doing this every day, for a living. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't think there would be a Valhalla moment. You know what I mean? So I think we get there, and this to me is just a temporary. Don't get, for me personally, don't get distracted by something like this. Just know that this is probably like a little lull period before another thrust up.
Yeah, 100%. And think about Jeff Bezos. Like, he started Amazon in 96. He wasn't technically a cash millionaire until 2006. You know what I mean? So but it was a patient game for Amazon. A patient game for anyone who invested in Amazon. So
yeah, for sure. Imagine investing in that. Okay, like let's say you didn't hear about Amazon until 1998. So 2 years it's shown of consistent numbers and all these things, and you're like, I mean, like let's think about that sell. Like,
Yeah.
hey man, there's this awesome online book company that, like, I know, like, it sounds boring and stuff, but they're going to be huge because the founder is a genius and all these things. But the people that did believe in
Yeah.
it and did extra research and held, until, like, I think they probably started making decent in the like 2002 to 6, like the investors.
Yeah. The investors started making money in like 06 was kind of like the first top before it
Okay.
cooled down for the 08 crash, when everything kind of crashed. But like I was thinking, like Emblem Vault could be that. Emblem Vault was a
Bridge for
on-chain
NFTs.
bridge, and now they're an AI migration company, right? So it's like it's crazy. All right, so around 50% of all the USDC transfers are now processed on the Solana network. What do you think about this? I actually have a chart for this as well. Solana now, USDC. I'm actually shocked by this, honestly. I thought
How often do
USDC
you
would
use
be
USDC there?
never.
0. Negative times.
I don't
So-
use any stable coins though.
Well, I mean, I feel like to do stuff necessarily. Yeah, you're right. Like,
I'll just go take Solana. Like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Or-
But we have at least interacted with it, like on EVM, right? Like consistently every month we do.
USDC. Well,
yeah, stable.
Yeah.
And so, but with Solana, it's just kind of like, what's happening. So, but this is bullish for the institutions because they're doing something. Institutions are doing something with stable coins on Solana. What is it? What is happening over there? What are they prepping for? Are there plans for? And another thing too, there's probably all these like plans that are just like, and things that are being built in secret, because that's how Silicon Valley works with investors too. A lot of times they won't roll it out until, like, what I mean, it's ready, or the market's ready and stuff like that. It's different than Web3. Web3, you can kind of find more information and stuff like that. So that's another dynamic too that we got to think about, right? What are the corporations and institutions and VCs that are traditionally Silicon Valley people? What are they going to bring to the table? Because they can bring a lot. Even like, talk about painting up a picture that might not be exactly what it is, but they're good at it. Putting a wig on something that's ugly. I'm sure that they are really good at that. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. 100%. We'll see, and we'll see if this continues. We'll see. I think it starts to get spread out a little bit. I think there's some USDC will be on Ethereum more and more often. We'll see. Meaning like Base and Robinhood and stuff like that as well. So, BNB, shocker, hit an all-time high yesterday of $881. What is going on with BNB right now? This is so it's at 846, but last night hit 881, which is that new all-time high. But why do you think BNB's running so hard?
Because they're formidable. They have a strong, like, they're the largest exchange. They have a lot of capital flow. They master the market making arena. They you talk about like the Cupsies and these people that are really amazing traders in the trenches, right? They you can look at their P&L. They're just consistently winning. Binance is like, and I know we're talking about the token, but Binance is on like that level, but for like the perps and leverage industry and market making arena. So like, they don't have emotions tied to it. It's basically making profit, taking profit, making profit, taking profit, and putting it in. And so they have the opportunity to pump up their token. You know what I mean? I'm not saying, I have no evidence that that's what's happening, but why would they be the only one that's really thriving in a market of, yes, Ethereum and Bitcoin have gone on their own, but again, Solana kind of had a moment Q4 of 2024. XRP kind of had their moment in April, June, July-ish, but like BNB has consistently just quietly hit new all-time highs, right? And no one really talks about it because we're in the West. And we don't really look at BNB that way, but maybe we should more and more, because, like I said, they're the largest exchange. They have the most firepower, I would imagine. And they make the most profit in terms of perps and leverage. And so when you're getting liquidated, it's probably because they called up old Wintermute to go in and set the stage.
Set the stage. I do. Do you think that? So you're basically saying that this is token buyback from the company?
I think so. I think it has to be, or some sort of like, interlinking of huge Binance whales or some situation like that, because but they do it and then it's barely mentioned, like, you know what I mean, like, but we have seen this happen at least like 4 or 5 times in the last 6 months, maybe 4 times, maybe around 4 times. So
100%. Sonic Labs has launched its first governance proposal to expand to the U.S. capital markets, including regulated ETPs, which is exchange traded funds, and ETFs. What do you, exchange traded products and exchange traded funds, Nasdaq's DAT support for Solana. What do you think about Sonic potentially going this way? I mean, they are fully regulated now. Andre and Michael Kong, the CEO, have been doing really amazing stuff over there that's kind of been pushed under the rug. Like a lot of these big news places that I look at for news every day doesn't even have the Sonic stuff. But if you go into the Sonic ecosystem and know who to follow for that, then you really see a lot of these Sonic stuff being pushed up. Do you think Sonic could potentially be a chain, or do you chain like a top 10 chain, or do you think that maybe it's a little too late for them?
no, I think they still have opportunity, and I feel like, you know, Andre and the talented, you know, developers like that, and forward-thinking developers and people in our space, you know, significant that hold significant positions, because, you know, he started Phantom, and that was a big deal with DeFi. I think people like that need this. They need kind of like the support of, okay, I got to stay in this lane now. I got to make sure that like all the products and stuff are like solid, all these things, everything we do, it's gonna be top notch, but it's like try to, you know, basically keep themselves clean. I know, like, still decentralized, all that stuff, but keep yourself clean, deliver a solid product, because now you're dealing with ETF, NASDAQ, you know what I mean? So, but if you don't have that with them, that's where things can get, you know, phantom, right? Like then you get a bunch of builders that come in, and it's all great volume initially and all that stuff, but like it kind of went a little bit sideways towards the middle, and not just them, by the way, a lot of the chains that kind of mimic what they did, because they set the stage, and then every other EVM chain pretty much forked with the protocols that came from there, right? Ethereum too, you know, you had like Ohm on Ethereum, and Olympus and stuff like that, and all that stuff. But my point that I'm making is this is good for him. This is good for Sonic. And I think that this could give Sonic that opportunity to lift up to the, you know, truly compete.
Yeah. And a lot of people don't know this, but Phantom, which was what Sonic was called previously, was actually the first CTO, community takeover. So in 2017, the founders of Phantom, they came out with all the stuff they wanted to do and all this really cool stuff. And then they rugged. People bought the ICO and they rugged. Michael Kong and was a huge buyer in that, and he reached out to his friend Andre and was, "Hey, can we do these things?" And Andre was building Yearn and all that, and he said, "Yeah, let's try." So he helped fork Ethereum, make it faster, and then that's how you got Phantom. Isn't that crazy? It was like the first CTO, the first community takeover,
and as a chain. It was a chain CTO. So
well, it was an idea for a chain.
Oh yeah. But they built it. They built it.
They built it. Yeah.
At the end of the day, like, you know, that's crazy how that story worked out. But now they get to, I think, like really build something that probably they initially wanted to do in the first place, but now they have regulations that, you know, feel really comfortable about everything that they do, and they're doing the right thing, you know, with the governance and to expand into U.S. capital markets. I think that's really smart, because I hope that we do get to a place to where the markets start to bounce back, and the U.S. is the place you want to be.
Yeah, and they did announce that they have 50 years of runway. Sonic.
Oh wow,
so,
50 years. That's
50 years of runway, and people are saying like, "Yo, buy your token back." Like, use that runway money to buy the token back. It's just so funny. Coinbase adds WLFI's USD1 to its assets roadmap. What do you think about Coinbase adding USD1? I actually was shocked by this because Brian Armstrong has a nice amount allocation with USDC. This kind of gets in the way of that, but I mean, apparently they're looking at it as not an issue and willing to list this.
Yeah, would you list it? I probably would.
If I had USDC, if I owned it, and I was like, no, I don't want USDC.
No, I don't know. I do think that, like, I don't know if this is like a kind of like hey, you know, we're gonna list USD1. So
Trump's nice
yeah,
to us.
yeah, you know what I mean. So more strategic than anything.
Yeah.
But also I think it's probably good for the overall crypto space too, because now you're giving legitimacy to this token that's from WLFI that people probably have some questions about. You know, it is the current U.S. president's family that runs WLFI, and so you know, if it's not considered a legitimate asset, then why should you consider crypto legitimate, right? And you know, for the president's family running it. So I think there's multiple reasons probably why they did this. I think it's good for the overall space. Obviously, if they pass all the audits and all that stuff too.
Yeah, I completely agree. Let's jump into the crypto fear and greed here. So last week was a 68, which was bullish. Yesterday was a 45, which was bearish. My hint for you is we're a little higher. I don't know what to say. We're
58.
Light way lower. So hold on. So we're 45 yesterday. We're a little bit more
45.
We're 45 yesterday, but we're higher than that.
Okay, so 47. 49? 53?
50.
Okay.
So right there. Right, we're in the back in the 50s, which I see this as a good sign, right? Especially being 45 yesterday. I feel like being in the 50s. Do you feel like that? Do you feel like neutral is 50?
I feel like neutral is 50. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
But
You feel neutral?
I
feel
feel
kind of bearish.
Okay, like just like a little bit. I would say like how I currently feel is probably 48. but that's just because, you know, poly market and like, you know, the Fed group, their comments and all this stuff. But I don't know what to think, man, because it's like, is this gonna be like this little lull of pullback to get, you know, these institutions assets at cheaper price, you know, before heading into Q4? I don't know, man. It could be. Obviously there's data that came out, right, and that's what made them make these comments. But it's just right now it's really kind of just crazy. It's like, how do I even assess the situation? You know what I mean? Because like 2 weeks ago we got poly market at like what, like 80?
Yeah.
I mean,
now we're at 60.
Yeah,
it all could change tomorrow, though. We could be right back in the 80s with a
Yeah.
couple of comments from Jerome.
I'm starting to think that like maybe the early poly market percentages, we just go opposite of that. Like, you know what I mean? Because probably now it's too late though. Probably now it's too late because I mean we're just that means that they're not going to cut it all this year. But God, can't imagine
22 days away from the rate cut.
Yeah, true. There a lot can happen between now and then. That's for sure.
We get a CPI, we get a PPI, we get 4 jobs numbers. Like there's, you know, we get a Powell speech at Jackson Hole. So we'll see.
Yeah.
But let's get into the Bitcoin price action and crypto bubbles, brought to you guys by Artura.finance. Artura, these guys are building something truly special, in my opinion, over on Botonics. They're back up and running out of maintenance. So if you guys are interested in that, go over there and join that. All you got to do is go to A21 Bitcoin World. What you'll do is you'll bridge in your Bitcoin or your USDC. The Bitcoin bridge does take about 19 blocks, but the USD is about 9 seconds. So it's up to you. You can do Stargate or you can just send it right to the wallet address. Done. That's what I like to do. I just do it and I wait. And then I'm able to go to Artura.finance and do a trade. Why? Like, why, Shizzy? Why do I do this? Well, Botonics is going to be giving away the biggest Bitcoin airdrop in history. And by using Artura.finance, you will potentially be a part of that. And I want our community to win. I want you guys to get free Bitcoin. I want you guys to get free points from Artura. If you guys know what points mean, that you're running out of time for that. There's not a lot of time left on that. So definitely want to be a part of the points program over there. They are doing a trading competition. That's why the maintenance was being done. They wanted to get it smoother, faster for everybody. They are expecting a huge inflow of people with this competition because the giveaways are going to be insane. But head over to Artura.finance today. And if you guys need help onboarding yourself to that, we did do a video. Maybe we'll do another one soon, another onboarding video about how to get over there and stuff like that. So definitely check that out. Check out everything at Artura.finance.
Absolutely. Love those guys at Artura. We had a meeting with them yesterday. Big things coming, guys. Assets. new assets. I'll just say, I'll leave it at that. But yeah, if you guys are listening in, if you could help us out on the YouTube side, smash that like for us, subscribe to the channel, and turn your notifications on so you know when we go live on YouTube, on X. Let's share the space on both the On-Chain Revolution side and the Trench Kitty side, as well as we are welcoming in new people to that community. And then Abstract, of course, we love you guys over there. Keep doing your thing. Help us out. Share the link. And then Spotify, Kick, and the Twitch as well. And Rumble. Can't forget about them. The Rumble crew as well. But let's get in some Bitcoin price action. Yeah, it's gonna be probably very similar to maybe the day before yesterday. Yesterday I had a little bit of hope, and maybe that hope is kind of diminished a little bit. We'll see here. All right, this downtrend, this not stairway to heaven, stairway to hell, looks like it is maybe continuing here. You can see, man, it looked like we were gonna have it, man. But you know what? I'm really starting to. I love that segment we had with Artura with their new show, their episode 1 on Tuesday, because Murian is pretty much hitting the nail on the head with this price action. You can see here, it looked like possibly we would exhaust the sell pressure with the MACD. We were looking and hoping for this blue fast line to cross over the orange slow line. Didn't happen. It did stopped right in the middle, did a reverse, and it looked like it's curving down now. So how much further do we go? It's Thursday. I know people are waiting for that speech tomorrow to kind of fill the tone, which is man, so much of our future relies in this man's tone of voice tomorrow. But it is crazy to me. Anyhow, you can see here in the stochastics, yeah, we are doing a little bit of a reversal as well, or at least curling up. So we're gonna have to really see, what happens today, and if we can maybe come out of this nasty quicksand that it looks like we have. But we did wick here, so this is something that is we'll see if we buy this back. Hopefully we can finish this candle with the wick staying that way, or even pushing up a little bit more, because then we could possibly see that next hour candle kind of push up here. But it looks like we have about 15 minutes to finish this wick, so that's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out, because we could see that this next candle be a green one. But anyhow, let's take a look here at the support and resistance levels going back to 1 a.m. today. I'll take that. Okay, so at the 112, pretty much right under the 113. We're balanced here, not a ton of volume, but we're balanced. And then we're balanced above that with a little bit more volume. So actually not looking bad, decent over here. And then we have support here. It's still low volume, but we got support, and then balanced here. So actually we lose the battle pretty bad to the sellers here at 112,650. And then of course you can see down here, it's complete. It's 0 to 20. So that could start to shoot down. So we got to really hold this support area right here, which you can see that this has been an area of support in the past as well, with a bunch of wicks. So we've revisited. This is where that wick strategy can come in. You get those big, strong wicks. Sometimes they revisit this area, and you see it here back to back to back, right? But after these big wicks, typically it rises up. You see there, this big wick, the sell wick went all the way down here. The candle, we had a green candle that wicked up here, right? So when you do have the strong wicks, typically the candle after, the hour candle after, has a positive one. This seems to be pretty strong wick right here to me. So we could see a bounce back in the later part of today. That would be very interesting to watch. I think that's something I'm going to keep my eyes on. We got 12 minutes. So I want this wick to kind of stay the same here for the next 12 minutes. It doesn't always work that way, but you can see that there's a pattern here, at least, to where that has been pretty consistent there. So, that would actually take us out of the sell pressure of MACD if we do get a strong green candle for the next hour. So something to pay attention to, guys. I think this would be a good experiment for us to see how it plays out. I think by the end of the show, I'm going to take a look and see how we're going to start that next hour. But yeah, that's what it looks like today, with this kind of choppiness to downtrend. But again, taking a look at this wick, and we do have support here. Low volume though, but we just don't want to make it down in these areas. That would be bad news bears. So let's see how we end here in the next 12 minutes, and I'll revisit this towards the end of the show. All right, looking at the 4 hour, gosh, we did go into, finally we went into some buy pressure, but it was weak. I can't imagine we just have this little nothing right here, and then this week, and that's it, and then all this sell pressure. I don't know. So this next hour, man, I'm really looking forward to that because that could change things. This is gonna open this 4-hour back up. I mean, we basically just tagged the overbought territory in stochastics and came right back down. It's not really typical. You see like at least hanging around here on the 4-hour chart because these candles 4 hours. So you got to imagine, that we're not going to just tag it. You know what I mean? But we'll see. We'll see what happens. We could see something like this where we dip in and then dip back out. We'll see what happens here. But the 4-hour really going to play off of that 1 hour. And I'm very interested now because we do have that wick that's strong on the sell side. And do we get that pattern to continue and give us a strong green candle on the hour chart? Because I think that could change everything on the 4-hour as well. Taking a look at the daily. We just need to get out of this nastiness right here, in my opinion. Let's get out of here. Let's break this down. We need a good day today for that. Let's go into Ethereum though. Ethereum is going to be probably similar on the hour chart. Yeah, it's not as bad as Bitcoin. Bitcoin was definitely seems like the sell pressure is stronger there, which makes sense. Ethereum, has come into its own here since I would say really starting back in April, but really strong in July, later part of June, July, and then August, obviously. But yeah, so if that does happen with Bitcoin, though, you expect that to be probably even more intense on the Ethereum side here. So it's the hour chart there. Let's take a look at. I want to take a look at the daily real quick. Yeah, so this is something that we went over on Tuesday with Marian from Artura, he's basically their expert trader, chartist, all that stuff. He's saying, the two areas to respect or disrespect are here right at that $4,000 mark on the downside of support. And then on the upside is right at that $4,400 mark, right? So what he was saying was, probably going to ping pong a little bit, right? And it doesn't have to exactly go all the way down, all the way up. We could see, we see that the first wick went right up to this, area to respect or disrespect, and it did respect it, and it bounced back down, and we got this a red candle here. So today, if we start to see like a strong bleed out, let's just say we do, and Bitcoin doesn't reverse the second half of today on that next hour candle, Ethereum's going to probably follow it, right? Does it kind of get all the way back down to this $4,400 or $4,000 mark? And if it does, do we finish the daily candle below it? If we do, then disrespect came into the game, and we're going to see how much further it goes down. Same thing on the upside. But the idea is until things get a little bit more bullish, we'll probably kind of ping pong in this area and then decide to continue on with that bullish monthly chart, right? So this is something scalpers probably salivating right here, because what they're thinking is, right now, honestly, like this daily candle is kind of it's a little confusing because you want to see how the second half of today goes going up into that daily close. But if it pulls down, they probably want it to pull down, I would imagine, to like 41.30, finish the daily close, take a long, maybe tomorrow it goes back up and then close it. However, tomorrow will be tricky though. I'll tell you that tomorrow will be tricky because of the Fed Powell speaking. So you might want to stay away from that. But this is the idea behind Ethereum right now on this daily chart. So this is something that I'm trying to really case study because I think this is a good opportunity for scalpers outside of tomorrow. Tomorrow is tricky. But yeah, so that is Bitcoin and Ethereum for you guys. Taking a look at the bubbles. The bubbles, not great, but not too. Oh my God, bro, we should have took a huge long and OKB as soon as he came. No, just kidding.
This was at 49 cents on Friday.
49 cents.
Now it's at like almost $2.
Yeah, it's no.
What is it?
Is that the price?
No. It's
$213. No, $213 because they cut some.
Okay, it was at $49 then, and now it's at $213.
Okay, yeah. 49 to 213, man. And their market cap's at $4 billion. But man, congratulations to the people that were holding the OKB token, man. Because I'll tell you, dude, that right there is a big win. I mean, for a big cap to be able to do like a 5x off of is a big win, right? So anyhow, you got Monero bouncing back some, up 5.2%. BitGet is that there? Yeah, BitGet up 3.3. You got Quant pulling up 2% here. HTX 1.4. Quick question. You got Quant, you got Hedera, you got XLM, you got these like you know, the institutionally backed ones and federally backed ones, whatever you want to say. Are those in your mind good plays, or like how do you look at those now? Because like I've always looked at them weird because they were in that ISO 222 or 2022 situation, and they're kind of in their own network with that. But I always thought maybe those wouldn't have huge upsides, but like maybe a good upside slow over time. How do you view those?
I think it's kind of outdated now. I think that was a big narrative when the SEC was against crypto, and these are the safe ones. But now with the SEC chairman coming out yesterday and saying little to none crypto is securities, I think that really changes that for the ISO stuff. I think
True.
maybe, you know what I mean? I just don't see it
Yeah.
as a big deal as it once was.
Yeah. It's actually probably worse for them a little bit, just because back
Mhm.
then it's like they're in the secret club, and I have a feeling like WEF had all their hands all over that.
Yep.
Like, or like, you know what I mean? That the people, anyways, so the globalist type of groups, right? And now they're kind of okay. Now make your own ways to success. So now you have the Hederas, you have, you know,
Mhm.
who else is in there? I mean, like Cardano was in there too, but
XRP,
XRP,
XLM,
yeah, all of
yeah.
them, and they're kind of doing their own thing. But for some of them, it was really good because you had companies like Samsung
Mhm.
and huge companies backing Hedera because they were like, oh, they're in the special globalist group or whatever, you know what I mean? But of course,
Yeah, but now Samsung, they're thinking about having a supply chain, and that's kind of what Hedera is. So they might just like, I think a lot of these partnerships with these big companies are going to go to the wayside because these companies are like, well, let's
we'll
just
do
do
our
our
own
own.
thing.
We can control it, have stablecoin as the gas, right? So every transaction, you know what I mean? It's just like I think it's negative now for a lot of these ones who were so big on partnerships, because a lot of these companies are going to have their own supply chain, and it's funny, like a supply chain is going to be on chain, right? So it's like we have supply chains now. It's all done through like paper and stuff like, well, not paper, but like files on your computer. But now it's all coming on chain and easily tracked.
Yeah, well, it's Web 2 systems
Yeah,
that are like internal, right? That's the biggest thing, and it's going to also be like how many of these companies, huge corporations, want to have their inventory and everything out to the public. I don't know, probably not many, I don't think, right? But that
yeah,
doesn't mean that they can't build private blockchains within them, you know what I mean, and figure things out. But I
yeah,
don't know if that there's even a point for that. But yeah, I was just curious about your opinion because I know you were kind of like not really into that before,
yeah.
but you know, with big news with Hedera and big news with XRP and all these things, they're kind of creating their own success, which should have been the case anyways. So
Old me back in the Gary Gensler area would hated that, hated every project in that. So it was just like, you know what I mean? Like I felt like that was the devil, all those companies, and I feel differently now though. But
yeah, for sure. All right, you got some notables on the downside. Tau pulling back 2.3%, Pump pulling back 4.7%, Trump pulling back 4.7%, probably because people took out a Trump to go into the Yay token, I
yeah,
imagine. The Yay token will be up here very soon, though, because it's in the billions. But you got Fartcoin pulling back 2.1%. Same thing, probably. I don't think we see something as intense as when Trump, Melania, and all that stuff from the Yay
yeah,
token, but still sucks that there was one that kind of did that. All right.
100%.
Last thing here to wrap it up before we get into roll call. On the top 200 here, no big. We got our guy Courtney Johnson. Man, he is pumping this thing every day. Every day that it's red for everybody else. ZBCYN or ZBCN is up 2.3%. Other Chain. Chain is up 2.6% when everybody's bearish on everything else. Notables on the downside: Zora down 4.4%. Eigenlayer down 3.7%, Starknet pulling back 4.7%, and our Brett pulling down 3.1%, and then our dog, where's our dog at? Pulling back 3.1% as well. But that's going to do it, guys, for the Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the alt market crypto bubbles. Hopefully that gives you guys some insight on the market sentiment right now. Could be worse. I'll say that.
Could be better. I can say that.
Yeah, sure.
Just kidding. Let's get into the roll call. But before we do, make sure you guys are putting your Twitter handle. I only got about 14, 16 names here. I'll actually show you guys what I'm looking at. Let's get you guys. Let's get it, guys. Come on, we got so many names in here. Let's get some more. I know you're watching. Run to your phone real quick. Put your Twitter handle in the comments so I can put you in here. You got to put a TK in there as well. So, and then I'll add you to this list. But shout out to everyone who's on the list so far. We're gonna get rolling very, very soon with this. So you're running out of time there. But let's jump into roll call here. And shout out to my guy, Mr. Hanky. You won the day. You have your second win of the year. I went through and I looked, and your second win, your first win was the 19th, second one was 21st. So shout out to you, my friend. Absolutely awesome. And congratulations to you and your Billy Cats. Shout out to you, my friend. And you won. I'm not sure if you, Mr. Hank, if you know, but you won yesterday. And I messaged you, but you still haven't gotten back to me. So I want to send you your 100,000, and I'll put you on the list for today. So potentially you'll win again. Tim Baker said, Mr. Hanky again. Oh, yes. Arita TV is here. My guy added you. Hydro Sapien is here. I added you as well. Shout out to Hydro Sapien, Mr. Hanky again. Webdros, congrats, Mr. Hanky. Webdros always with the congrats, man. Absolutely awesome. Rare Stats Dom. I need your Twitter handle, bro. I want to add you, but I don't. It's gonna be hard to reach out to you if I don't. Unless that is your thing. But yeah,
did
one plus ad is here.
Did you get the Twitter from Mr. Hanky?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I got it. One plus ad says missed the chat, but not the replay. Stacking TK. Yeah, man. Make sure you guys one plus ad, dude. Throw your Twitter handle. If you guys are early, even like when if the video comes out, still put your TK and your Twitter in there, even if you can't make it. I definitely want to add you guys. Merlin's Lucky is here. I gotta add you, Merlin's Lucky. I don't know how I missed you. I'll add you in a second. Matt's is here. ASAP Benji is here. 1 equals X says TK liftoff. Yeah. Oh, I need your X handle. Oh, I can't add you. 1 equals X. Lackey Lukey's here. Congrats, Hanky. Malami Yuri says it looks like a no-show this year. Thinking of liquidating my Phantom memes to get more runes. What do you think about that? What do you think about liquidating the memes on Solana and buying more runes?
Yeah. So I think that right now is just tough, man. It's really tough. I mean, like, we've been in the space for a long time, like, right? I mean, a very long time. And even like with a lot of the experience and all that stuff. I mean, like, even like our good friend Francis, like I've even seen him post a couple of times, the past couple of months, and he has tons of experience. He got into BNB really early. And he's kind of like, this market's different, and it's true. It's absolutely true. But the problem is that I think everybody's like wondering what the right move is, when maybe the right move is, there could be a right move, but if you're having so much trouble to think about what the right move might be, it might be to do nothing. And I say that because a lot of times you can move out of something, and then when the time is right, like that sector that you had conviction in goes up, right? Or the new sector might go up, and multiple can go up, and will eventually, this is the first year with the new administration in a bullish kind of moment, right? Like if you count Q4 as that, it doesn't really count, I feel like, because it was kind of in transition of the election. And so also we're learning a little bit of that too. I really can't imagine this. Like, I'm being honestly just as genuine as possible. October, November, and December, at least starting in maybe October, if not October, at least November and December, us having like this bullish moment where I think runes do thrive. But also on the Phantom side, like, you got to be more selective, I think, on the Phantom side, because or on the Solana side is what I think she's talking about, or he, sorry. But it's like, okay, what projects or what tokens, meme communities and stuff have been consistent to at least hold like a floor. We know like Fartcoin is going to make it. We know that. Fartcoin is going to make it. Whenever Fartcoin is very bad, is $800 million market cap. I mean, that's you're making it, right? So we can put that in a bucket. Then you got the SPXs and stuff like that. Now, where it gets a lot more risky, I think, is like the newer ones that are coming up now, and maybe the past couple months, you're like, will they survive? I mean, what does that look like? And then with memes, it's like you almost know like dog's always going to be there, or so, with runes, you know, you always know dog is going to be there. You know that Mim is always going to be there. Pups, $1 billion cat, those are always going to, they've had multiple opportunities to just completely die off and go away, and they haven't, right? So when it's their moment to shine, which it seems like Kraken is backing them, I think that they will, if there's a moment opportunity. And when I say that, I mean like overall, like if we have a bull run, I cannot see a bull run without runes shining, and meaning at least $1 billion cat getting back to 100 million, at least these. And I could be wrong about this. I'm just trying to use logic and experience, because again, runes, any other protocol, any other thing, like they would have died a long time ago, and those brands and those communities are still here. So that's the strength that they have. Now, I'm not trying to convince you one way or the other. You have your own strategy. You got to do what you got to do. But hopefully that helps, because I do believe in some Solana stuff. Like Agent Hustle to me is going to be thriving. You know, Fartcoin is going to thrive. You know, those have, like the ones that I'm kind of questioning right now are like Annie. It came out like 2 months ago or 3 months ago. It's at it was at 70 million. It's at 20 million. Can it survive? Troll just kind of artificially got pushed up from 700K to 200 million. Can that survive? I'm not worried about the fart coins, the SPX 6900 or 6700 or whatever. I'm more worried about like the newer ones newer ones for them. But I know what the bread and butter is over in Bitcoin runes.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with everything you said. I even asked you this morning. I said, "Yo, you know, my rune bag is pretty heavy, and I'm looking to potentially add to my hustle bag." And I asked you straight up. I was like, you know, $1 billion cat and hustle have the same market cap, right? And I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, I don't see anyone talking about buying back Billy. I do see Emblem Vault talking about buying back hustle, and with millions of dollars potentially, right? So I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, should I start liquidating some of my Billy and potentially buying some hustle? Should I think about liquidating some of my pups and buying some hustle? Should I liquidate some of my Mim?
But that's a unique project.
Like,
that's a unique one. You know what I
different.
mean? So it's like you took a lot, and we have a really good insight, right? With that, not financial.
Well, not like inside like information.
No. I'm just saying like
yeah.
We have him on our show. We have him on our show. We have him on our show every.
We talk
Friday.
to him every week. Live,
yeah, you know what I mean? And not every audience member gets to hear that, or maybe they're busy or whatever, but we actually have the conversations on Friday for 1 hour with that team. So we know that what makes that situation unique is the fact that they've announced a buyback with revenue from Migrate.fund. Well, Migrate.fund has taken the space over by storm now, right? So, and we know that their revenue is like,
it's about 20x.
Well, that's speculation. That's speculation that it is, but like good I think it's strong speculation.
Well, they have he said it. 13 teams signed up in their first thing. Cohort. I mean, that alone is going to probably 10x what they've made over the last 5 years.
Okay, so I promise I'm going somewhere with this roadmap story, and then we've seen what being able to buy back through the platform fees can do for a project like Hyperliquid. Hyperliquid's volume, you can't compare that. That's obviously way more, but at the same time, Hyperliquid's billions of dollars in market cap. Now, with Hustle, they've already announced that, you know, they're going to use the fees to buy back. Also, they have a subscription service coming for the actual Hustle to use the advanced tools. They have tons of like interest in other ecosystems for Hustle partnerships. So like you see this like kind of revenue model that can kind of bring up the token, right? And so I think that's why that's the type of token that if you do make a decision to move from your conviction to another, that conviction has to have that much of like reason for why to do it. You get what I'm saying?
100%. Yeah. No, I completely agree. Couldn't agree more, actually. All right. Bitcoin the Truth is here. Shout out to you. I got you on there. Abstract, I added you as well. Spindrift, I added you. Vader Time, I added you, man. K99, you're on there. Satoshi Nakamoto, you did not put your stuff in there. So Chips and Dip as well. If you guys want to be put on there, make sure you guys are putting your Twitter handle in there as well. Joko, my guy, added you. Lackey Lukey is here. Mir K, shout out to you, my friend. I got you on there. Tim Baker, AOD Art. Glass Hopper, my guy, absolute legend. Brandon Sitton is here. Shout out to Brandon. Nighthawk UXL, added you, man. Appreciate you and everything you do for the community. Brandon's sitting again. I added you. Bart is here. Shout out to Bart. Got you up there, buddy. Myself says we're all just waiting on the money printer. Every cycle top for all coins aligned with the ISM, PMI, business, quantitative easing. QT is that, a lot of people think it's the rate cuts, right? That could be it too, because like when you have lower rates, I mean, I might even do it right at some point, like refinance my mortgage and just take some money out of there and potentially maybe buy some Bitcoin with it or something like that, right? So, but I'm not doing it at 4%. Because my rates are way lower than that right now, but potentially down the line, maybe, yeah. I think the rate cuts are going to be absolutely huge, but the real thing is the Fed going into the market and buying bonds. What that's going to do is the people, the bondholders now, they're going to see risk on, and they're going to go to stocks. The people holding stocks right now are going to get even more riskier, and they're going to go further risk on, which is crypto, and that is when we all explode. That is the cycle that we need to get on 100% myself. Dude, you, my friend, are a knowledgeable guy, man, 100%. Stan says Powell, the final boss from Breakout, 100%. Super fan, my guy. Appreciate you, guy. Legend. GM. Would love an update with Big Noodle, bro. Would love an update with Big Noodle. It sounds really weird, but my guy Noah's here. Shout out to Noah's dad. He won yesterday. Adds his TK. Added you as well. Nighthawk again. Stan said the celebrities are back. Kanye lives in Wyoming, so it makes sense. Ooh, I didn't know Kanye lived in. Why does Kanye live in Wyoming?
Probably because you don't want to be messed with.
Yeah.
Stan
said, and he's a Trump supporter. I wonder if he's linked to WorldCoin. Potentially. Why would Trump has nothing with WorldCoin? That's the AI guy, Sam Altman. Cash Cats is here with the coffee and the donuts and the dog go to the moon. Shout out that Cash Cats, the legend. And Cat. He has a cat there as well. Stan says, believe in Tom Lee. I believe in Tom Lee, 100%. Cryptic is here. Shout out to Cryptic. He says, interesting when most stablecoins are on ETH. No, we learned today that USDC is actually mainly on Solana right now, which is pretty crazy. Rick G is here. Shout out to Rick G. I added you, my friend. Mats, I added you as well. Hydro Sapien got you, brother. Stan says, OKB, as an example, how much stock does the channel place in market cap as being a guide to drop a bag? Thanks. So for me, market cap is a reason to stay out of things. I'm a DGen, right? So me getting in something above like $50 million market cap is like hard for me. Like I'm just like, I don't know if that can run to $1 billion. If it does, I'm only making 20x. You know what I mean?
But
what do you
think? No. So
I
you have a great point, and I think a lot of people have that similar mindset, right? Especially if you have experience with past cycles, because you know what could happen. That's the thing. But I do think like once you do like get into a place, like there's different levels of risk, right? Yes. So market cap is dependent upon what your goals are and what your risk ability or limitations are, right? So if it's a strong project and it's up and coming, like for example, I think one that like we know that Merlin chain isn't going away. We know Jeff isn't going away. In fact, the guy's grinding like 500% harder, like every month, you know what I mean? Like he's just constantly traveling and doing all these things. So I think like for me, that's a good risk reward ratio because the market cap is at like right under, I think 100 million. Yeah. And it's not so big to where it's like 500 or in the billions to where you're like, okay, you like at right under 100 million, that token could realistically, if it grows and hits this growth spurt, which I think it does happen at some point, it could get to the billions, right? So now you're looking at how many X's from 100 million could that happen, right? So that one's like in the middle, but then like you get really, if you have an appetite for like high risk because you just want to hit home runs, that's where I think those people right now are the most frustrated people because they played this game last cycle a little bit. But then this cycle, they had enough experience last cycle, but to kind of maybe they got in a little bit later. Maybe they were learning the ropes. And now they're like, I learned the ropes and I'm ready for this one. And it doesn't happen the same way, right? It's not happening so far the same way.
Yeah.
So I think those people are the ones that frustrated the most. But you got to understand different levels of risk, different levels of market cap go into that as well. But definitely, having that a part of your strategy, I think that's actually really smart because, you have a part of your strategy that you're okay with the 2 to 5. If you get really lucky on those that are lower risk, you could get maybe anywhere between like 8 and 10 in a bull run. But then the middle caps, right, is like something like Merlin, that's, you know, newer and stuff like that, a little bit higher, but a little bit more risky because it's new. And then of course the degen stuff. So hopefully that, I know I was long-winded, but that's how I look at it.
Yeah, 100%. Couldn't agree more. 100%. Buenos ideas. I love that. Because I think like Buenos is like good, right? Good ideas.
Yeah.
So I always think of Buenos Dias, but Buenos ideas. I like that. I added you, my friend. Stances, I agree. Holding is the best advice in the space. Yeah, man. It's not about timing the market, right? It's about time in the market. That is how you win in crypto. And Stan, dude, I need your Twitter. I want to add you, brother. I want to add you. I keep asking for Stan's X account. It's like he doesn't want to give it to me or something.
I think both work though. At times, I think you have to have time in the market is trumps it, like it's superior. But timing the market works previous to this cycle. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like this cycle, if you leaned in on timing the market, oh my god, you're down. You're done. You're dead.
Unless you did Bitcoin. Bitcoin's the only one.
Oh yeah. But again, that goes back to your risk limitations, right?
100%. All right, guys, and that is your roll call for today. Appreciate every single one of you guys, man. And we're going to our final segment here before we spin the wheel is news from the trenches. I feel like we need a song for this, but let's roll it back to our friend Kitty. Kitty, what do you got for us, bud?
Guys, it's tough out here. No easing up. The weak hands won't let anything run.
He's having a hard time out there in the trenches.
Yeah, because it's a hard time out there in the trenches. I mean, it's really a hard time out there in the trenches. So a token yesterday that, had an unfortunate situation because of the Yay token really catching momentum around the same time. There's a token called it's called Lyn. I believe LYN. It launched 3-4 days ago, and an artist, a digital artist, created this amazing, AI Grok AI companion. So she created the image and then used Grok Imagine and turned it into life. Right, gave life to it, and they created this awesome website. It shot up to like 500 or 600,000 the first day, and then it started to die off as like, nothing is holding right now. Right. So it was a really amazing looking, I guess like AI meme community and project growing. And it got all the way down to $80,000, like 80 to 100,000. It was like the interest was weaning after like 3 or 4 days, which not surprising, honestly, even if it is cool and it catches people's eyes, like nothing's sticking right now. And then someone had posted on that Lyn account. Let me see if I can find it so I can show the audience what I'm talking about. Give me 1 second. But someone one of the managers of the account was posting it and posted an image, and Elon reposted with a comment and said, nice. And the market cap literally went from 111,000 to almost $2 million, like within, I want to say like a minute and a half, right? Or something like that.
God.
Yeah.
The dev dump during that?
The dev already dumped in like 4 days ago.
Right.
So it's like a community takeover kind of, but then like there's really good people. Like, I guess like the artist stuck around maybe or something. I'm going to show the account right here, but this is not like a shill or anything like that. That's not what this is for. I'm just talking about like news, because this had to do with also the Kanye situation. So don't go off and buy this token. I'm not saying that, but this is Lyn, the AI Grok companion. You can see it right here. They created it. Then you see Elon reposting it, Elon Musk, and saying nice. So the market cap jumped up to like almost 2 million from 110,000. And so what people do? What they do is if they're using Axiom to trade on Solana, or they're using Nova to trade on Solana. Nova is the fastest platform. They have these. Solana trading platforms have Twitter trackers. You put them in there, and then all these traders see Elon posted this. They ran over and they just bought up all that stuff, So then it shot up to 2 million, and as it was like having the momentum, the Yay token started to go up, and then all of a sudden everybody like dumped it back down to 500,000 and went into Yay, and so it's kind of sitting at 700,000. But Elon has engaged twice with this, and so the community is all like crazy about it. But so that was a part of the Yay news as well. But other than that, Trench Kitty's right. You know, it's been really hard. Things that you have to get in and get out, guys. So you know, we have a members chat with that DGens in there. Like anything that drops in there for time being, get your 2x and get out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get out of there, because that's what everybody's doing right now until the market gets better, until you know, there's no narrative right now is just catching and sticking. It's not happening right now. So that is another sign that, you know, the market right now is just kind of not risk on at all. And the little risk on that they have, they're all trying to get like 2, 3x and get out. So you right now you have to try to beat the 5xer and the 7xer. You have to, that's who you have to beat. Regular days, whenever it's more bullish, you should probably try to beat the 10xer or 12xer. But right now you have to try to beat the 5xer, in my opinion. If you could try to beat the 5xer, then that's probably a decent strategy, not financial advice. But like that means probably getting out right at 2, because you're not gonna have enough time to say, oh, can I get 4? You know what I mean? If you're trying to push the limit there, you're gonna lose.
Yeah, no, 100%. 100%. Anything else happening? Is there anything you're looking into? Are you in the trenches right now? Are you even like
I'm always
right now?
I'm always
I don't mean it by that. I mean, are you looking to put money into stuff right now? Like if something pops, I guess obviously you're gonna run to it. But are you looking to actively trade right now?
What I'm doing is I'm setting up my dashboards with Axiom and Nova. I'm trying to customize them as much as possible and optimize
Would you be
them
open
as
to
much.
doing a video on that?
Yeah, I could. Yeah, we could do a video on that for sure.
For myself.
Yeah. So yeah, for
you
sure.
Walk me through how. Maybe I'll sit there. And
Yeah, no, we could. Yeah. That would be a tutorial in itself, right?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So the best things would be like, you know, setting your kind of your settings, your customized settings. What's your threshold for like how many % bundles do you want no more than in that token? You know, snipers, percentage the dev holds, those kind of things. It can sift out a lot of these kind of instant dumps and stuff like that. But it doesn't make it like you all of a sudden make millions of dollars. It's not how it works. You have to add the Twitter tracker and wallet trackers, and doesn't mean you follow all those copy trades. You definitely don't do that. Number one, I learned a little bit the hard way on that. You know, all these cup C's, these oranges, these guys like that. They lose a lot of their trades, but they can afford it because they make a lot on the ones they make. Right. So a lot of times, if you try to follow them, they're dumping on you right away because they're like, "This isn't moving. I'm getting out." So there's a lot of stuff we'll get into during that process or creating that tutorial.
Yeah, looking forward to that. I just added you. I walk alone. A shout out to you, my friend. I love having you here, by the way. But that is your news from the trenches, guys. Let's get into some wheel spinning. Time is up, by the way. If you add in now, you were too late. So, and Stan, I still want to add you, bro. Tomorrow, bro. Give me your damn Twitter handle so I can add you. You're an absolute legend here. I would love to eventually let you win this. So let's spin the wheel. You ready?
Yep, let's do it.
Joko.
Congrats, man.
To you, my friend. Gonna add you. Oh, sorry, man. You just a second too late on that, man. Second too late. Oh, Stan.
Well, you have it for tomorrow.
Yeah. Should I add Stan? I love
Go
Stan.
ahead, add him in there. Add him in there. All right. So cutoff is in 10.
Well,
9,
he's somebody
8,
who's
7,
it's
6,
different. It's
4, 3,
different
2,
for
1.
people that are here every day, right? It's different for those people. You guys are different. So I'm definitely... Let's give this a shuffle, by the way. All right, ready for second time?
All right, let's go. I'm gonna send these to your ex.
All right, cool. 2 days in a row. Wow.
Was it Hanky?
Mr. Hanky, yeah, Mr. Hanky's here.
Getting rich, man. See, this is why it makes sense to do it, guys.
Show up every day, guys. It pays to show up every day. And the third one here. Let's go. Mirkos. Shout out to you, my friend.
Congrats to all the winners. And guys, like we're gonna, you know, I know we're doing TK and I love that, like for our community. But these giveaways, they're gonna continue, not necessarily just with the TK token. We got a lot that we've been building behind the scenes, guys. just stick with us. It pays to pay attention. There's something that's exciting that hopefully is right around the corner. We'll see. That's all. I'll leave it at that. But this is a part of our community building. So, make sure you guys are showing up. It pays to pay attention.
100%, man. All right, guys. That is our show today. We have 318 people in here. Appreciate every single one of you guys, man. Absolutely amazing. Not to mention everyone Kick, Abstract, Rumble that we're not seeing, and Spotify later. Appreciate all you guys, man. Appreciate you, Cash Cats, as well. Absolutely awesome. And yeah, that's our show.
Yes, it is. And thank you guys so much for showing up and supporting us. It means a ton. Without you guys, we could not do this. And this is our passion. We love to show up every day and get to work. And, hopefully it's a benefit to you guys. But we know that you guys are definitely a benefit to us as our community and our new Trench Kitty community as well that we're embracing in our overall on-chain revolution community. But also our partners allow us to do this as well. So if you could check them out, we would greatly appreciate it. Sats Terminal is the DEX aggregator swap for the entire Bitcoin ecosystem. If you're looking to swap for runes or alkanes, you got to do it at satsterminal.com. You will earn Amber's points. You will earn Amber points, and Amber points go towards a give back for early adopters. That means you guys. If you connect your wallet for the first time, you get 1,000 points. So just make sure you guys are utilizing the platform. You can do small trades, but the first time you connect your wallet, 1,000 points. Don't miss out on that. It's an easy way to get a lot of points there. Also, they have a loan and lending and borrowing product coming out. If you want to be a part of that beta test group, reach out to their X account at Sats Terminal. Reach out to them, message them, tell them you want to know, tell them that you heard about them through On-Chain Revolution. They'll get you in. Big opportunity, guys, if you want to network and get in with these teams and stuff like that. But yeah, so head over to satsterminal.com to swap for runes, alkanes, and make sure that you guys are following them on X as well. We appreciate you guys checking them out. And then Emblem Vault is the interoperability tooling for the Bitcoin ecosystem. You can jump your Bitcoin ordinals or counterparty NFTs from Bitcoin to Ethereum. Right now, you can actually take a loan out on Ethereum for your Taproot Wizard on the Gandhi platform, which is the largest borrowing and lending NFT platform on Ethereum. Also, you can use Agent Hustle in the future once they add the Bitcoin tech stack to help you do that. And they're going to be opening this up to other chains as well, Base, Abstract, possibly Merlin, and Solana. And speaking of Solana and Agent Hustle is the best AI product in the Solana ecosystem. I think it's one of the best, if not the best, in the entire crypto space. You can use Hustle to guide you through the trenches of Solana right now. You can say, Hustle, give me a 2 to 5x in the Solana ecosystem that's safe. He'll bring back a couple options and why he believes they're safe plays. Also, you can use them for conditional trading. You can set a trade. Hey, get Fartcoin when it drops 20%, sell it when I'm 100% in profit, go do your thing at the gym, whatever. He will handle it for you. And then, Hustle has a token called the Hustle token, which they're going to actually right now using Hustle is free, but eventually there will be a subscription service with it. So make sure you check it out now and test it out now, see if you like it. Also, there is Migrate.Fund, which is a part of the Hustle ecosystem. If you launched a token on Pump Fund, but you want to bring that over to Bonk Fund or, manage your own liquidity pool, it's very simple. Reach out to the Emblem team. They'll walk you through how to do this for your community. It helps and reinvigorates the community and token because you get to kind of get that locked up liquidity out and back to start on the Bonk ecosystem, or like I said, your own LP that you can manage and earn rewards there. And lastly is the Emblem Founder Vaults, which is the parent token for the entire company. If you go to OpenSea, you go to Founder Vaults, you can see these NFTs, which are a pre-sale of their Bitcoin rune. If you purchase one of these NFTs, once Bitcoin gets to block 915,000, it will open up these vaults and you will have your Bitcoin wallet with your Bitcoin runes in there. And yeah, so this team is constantly grinding. They're growing as well. So make sure you check them out at emblem.vision today. And then Artura.finance is the perps and leverage DEX of the Bitcoin ecosystem. Very soon, you're going to be able to trade Bitcoin synthetic fungible tokens like Dog Go to the Moon, $1 Billion Cat, MIM, and Pups, etc. Right? Possibly some BRC20s as well if the demand is there. But also, you're going to be able to trade synthetic derivatives like MicroStrategy and Coinbase or base stock, which will be tokenized. But super exciting stuff. This team they just finished their upgrade, so you can start trading again with Bitcoin and Ethereum. They are live on the Botanics Bitcoin layer 2, the spider chain. You can earn dual points by doing transactions. Adding liquidity to their vaults is the way to maximize your points. And it is an XP point system for their platform, for their future give back to early adopters. And you're going to be earning points for the Botanic side as well. Head over to Artura.finance today. And then Tokyo Wallet is the multi-chain smart wallet for the Bitcoin, Cardano, and now Sui ecosystems. If you are looking to swap for runes, you could do it right in their mobile app, their wallet, and as they partnered with Sats Terminal to make that possible. And then on the Cardano side, they partnered with Dex Hunter to make that possible, to make you guys be able to swap in, for Fluid tokens, for SNEC or other Cardano tokens. And they also have an aggregator partner for Sui as well. If you have an iPhone, head over to the Apple App Store. If you have a Android, head over to the Google Play Store. Download the app. Let us know your experience, and we'll pass it over to the team. Head over to Tokyo.io today to learn more. And then Merlin Chain is uniting Bitcoin strength through the power of AI. Right now, you can use the wizard to guide you through Merlin's ecosystem, ask simple questions, and then do DeFi functionalities like staking and swapping within Merlin. But I believe next week, the version 0.4 will be out, and you can do cross-chain swaps. You can actually use your Merlin Bitcoin to swap on Solana, to swap on BNB, which I think there's a BNB token that's taking off right now. So, I could just use my Bitcoin in Merlin to buy that on the 4 meme, I think is the website for that. But yeah, so super awesome. They are all about the cross-chain stuff, but using Bitcoin to power it, right? So they also have staking options here, two different types. It helps kind of secure the chain there, the proof of stake. You can stake Bitcoin to earn more Bitcoin, on average 16% APR. Amazing APR for staking Bitcoin. And that will be locked up until September 30th. So you got, man, if you're going to get into that, you got about, I would say it makes sense for about 9 days, because then you want at least a month, right, of earnings there. So just know that. We'll see if they open a new one. And then there's 2 options on the Merlin Chain token side. There's the day-to-day, which is the flexible staking. You earn 15% APR. You can claim your rewards every single day and re-stake them into a compound interest strategy. But it does take 7 days. If you want to withdraw it, just know that's a cooldown period. And then the second option is the bonded 6-month staking option. You earn 45% APR. Same thing. You can claim those rewards every single day and compound them. But they are locked up for 6 months, obviously, because it's the bonded 6-month staking program there. But yeah, awesome. You get 45% APR there. And if you have any questions, just go to merlinchain.io and you can find all the information there. And lastly is our partner Ordinal Hive, which, they have their soft launch right now. If you go to ordinalhive.io, fastest ordinal marketplace in all of the marketplaces. And if you sell your ordinal, you get your liquidity instantly. You don't have to wait 10, 50 minutes, an hour, etc. You get it right away. So that's something that they wanted to make the experience better for you than what you're used to in the ordinal ecosystem. Also, they have amazing trader tools, amazing dashboards, analytics, live mempool insights. And every Thursday, they typically have a Spaces. Not today, though. Just wanted to let you guys know. But typically, it's at 2 p.m. Eastern. So probably next week, they'll pick it back up. But we thank you guys so much for checking out our partners.
Yep. Great job, man. As always, if you guys have a few more minutes and wouldn't mind checking out OnChainRevolution.io, we have some of the best articles dating all the way back to 2023. If you know someone just entering the space, please send them on our website. We really feel like it help them get started and caught up to where we are today. Definitely check out our newest article, Trench Kitty, the first streaming meme coin, meme token, bridging Solana and Bitcoin. Absolutely amazing article, guys. These articles are 3-minute reads. Check them out. They're absolutely awesome. If you, like I said, if you know someone, send them our website. Send them it over. If you guys need a VPN, highly recommend Nord. I use it every single day. It's stupid not to. $3 a month. Lock it in for 2 years. Set it. Forget it. Be done with it. There is free VPNs out there, but I highly recommend Nord, and I think everyone should have a VPN. Because when you go to these sites, you're giving them your IP address, you're giving them your address. When you're launching a coin, potentially, if you rug it like an a-hole, people can find out where you live. So don't do stupid shit without a VPN. And get your VPN today. Make sure that you guys have a VPN and are all about everything using it. Make sure it's on. I use Switzerland. I use El Salvador. Making sure that my location on the internet is not found. I have kids. I have a family. I have Bitcoin. I do not want anyone knowing where I live. So get a VPN today. And on top of that, make sure you guys check out our merch. We added some new merch here If you go up to the top there, click this, type in Trench Kitty. I know a bunch of you guys were talking about, hey, I want a Trench Kitty hoodie. Well, we got it. We got the Trench Kitty hoodie. It is live. Check it out right here. Look at that thing. Beautiful. I'm actually going to buy this. I'm not even joking with you. I'm buying this. I'm going to rock that. People are like, what the hell is a Trench Kitty? And I'm like, yeah, this guy. And got the OR on the side. Make sure that is legit and from us. And yeah, that is everything. Check out onchainrevolution.io. Remember, guys, we are live Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Pacific, and 3 p.m. UTC. Check us out all week, guys. And until tomorrow,
Peace.
OnChain, 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 OnChain. OnChain revolution roll call. Market recap. You not bullish enough, no. You're not bullish enough, no. Look at the price go. Bitcoin control. Why you still coping? Price action rolling. Don't fall for bear trap. Swapping indexes and putting it up in the sex. I can take profit right now. OnChain is where I be now. You can never look back. They don't want you to know. How did the market react? Fear and greed gotta adapt. Now we bridging the tokens and marching the network right now. You know how crazy we are. Nookies are savages now. They know how crazy we are. Chain abstraction, main attraction. OnChain revolution.